What's up, crystal enthusiasts? Welcome back for another unboxing video for my April spending budget money. Today, first to recap, our last video was another first for me. So we had the Daniel Libeskind ornament, which go and check out the previous video on that. It was the first time I had an ornament from that collection or that line, the Swarovski Atelier. But today, I'm going to be opening up my second annual ball ornament. My first one was super cool, and so I'm hoping that this one is just as awesome. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. I don't have any special stories or anecdotes about this one. I got my blog post started, and I'll make sure to link it in the description so you can see additional photos and videos of it in my Lightbox. But today, we are going to be unboxing the Swarovski Christmas annual ball ornament from 2014. Now, for those of you that are on eBay, Mercari, or other reselling sites, if you're looking to verify the article number, which each Swarovski piece, not just the ornaments, but all their figurines and things, all have an article number so you can verify that it's truly a Swarovski piece. It's one of the little things that I look for, and amongst a list of others. So the article number for this one is 5059023. And luckily, I was able to score this one on Mercari for $95. I have been making a lot of purchases on eBay recently, but in Mercari, I've gone through and I try to get on there like once a month, and I will heart, favorite, like whatever, the ornaments that I'm kind of interested in that are on my to collect list. And I believe this one, I remember favoriting it, and it sat there for a long time. So I got gutsy. I made an offer to the seller of $95 and they accepted. So I think these originally sell for like $149 or something. I guess I would have to go back and find the actual pricing from 2014, but I do like to do the inflation calculator and say how much was, the retail price in 2014. What would that be like now? And kind of see, am I getting a deal? Sure, it's a used item, but it is mint condition. From the photos, it looked like there was a piece of tape over the silver tone tag. So I'll be interested to see. I think I have my assumption of what that's there for, but we'll just have to unbox it and see if it's even there. So again, I like to go over the details if you're new to these videos. The article number is 5059023. If you're just starting on your journey of collecting past ornaments, a lot of times, especially on eBay, the sellers will list the article number at the end, so you could type in, Swarovski annual ball. You can either say article 505 whatever, or you can just type in the number, and usually it's there. The year of release, of course, was 2014. The designer for this one, returning again for us, is Verena Castelline. And the measurements for this are 3 5/8 inch by 3 1/8 inch. So it's a very decent sized ornament. I feel like the annual balls are some of the larger ones compared to the other ones that I've unboxed so far. So similar to the last ball that we unboxed, it does have what Swarovski calls their crystal rocks. And these are hand-placed crystals that are attached to the bottom of the glass. And it's supposed to be reminiscent of a snow globe effect, the snow settling to the bottom of the ball. It is honestly astonishing to see in person and think that these were hand laid by somebody. And they're just beautiful. It's not like crystal chunks. They look like tiny little crystal gems. So of course those have to be cut too and then hand laid. So the craftsmanship, no doubt, for Swarovski is just above and beyond. Waterford, I still just cannot find a Waterford crystal ornament that I think is worth it. So Swarovski is where it's at. So I think in the last one that we unboxed that my husband got for me as a gift, there was a snowflake inside. And this one is supposed to have a crystal moonlight star. Now, everything I could find on the internet talks about this ethereal glow. And I couldn't really tell in the photos because, of course, you're relying on the seller to take good photos. But it almost looked like the star had like a champagne color. So I'm wondering if with what I saw in the photos and this description of an ethereal glow that maybe it won't be a clear crystal. So we'll have to see. But what's nice with the annual ball ornaments, and again, it's still just amazing to think, like, how do they do this? It's almost like they blow this glass bubble, and then they'll take this crystal piece and they will, have the glass bubble open. They'll insert it and anchor it to the center inside, and then they'll close the ball around it and do a nice little glass loop at the top where the ribbon and the tag are suspended from. So if it's your first unboxing, it's just amazing. I can't wait to show it to you. This one is suspended or hung from a white satin ribbon. We've seen that they kind of go back and forth between the satin and the gross grain. And then it has the silver metal tone tag, which marks the year. So I am super excited to get into this one. Again, the seller could have shown me some fake photos from somebody else, so it's always a surprise. We'll see what's in here. But thank you to the Mercari seller if you ever find this video for giving me this baby for $95. So for those of you, again, that are new to this channel or new to these videos, basically what I do now is I will go through, I try to get the complete, the original box, the original outer box, all the certificates, again, the certificates for me are not a big deal. I'm not looking to resell these. This is something that my family is going to have to deal with after my death. So enjoy that. But I plan on keeping these for as long as I can put up a Christmas tree. So the outside is a slip boxing. And so it's got a silver embossed Swarovski with the Christmas ball ornament and the date, 2014. And then on the back, usually with a lot of the ornaments, they will have, again, that article number. So this is just another way that I verify when I'm looking on eBay. If a seller doesn't have the image of the back, I will usually request it. And sometimes they've peeled off the labels too, or the person gave it to them as a gift and they peeled off the labels. That whole adage of, oh, I don't want them to see that I spent $29.95 on this. So they'll either magic marker it out or they'll peel it off. So sometimes I might be missing, but one other good sign is if there's a little black and white illustration of what the ornament looks like, so you can actually see it there. It's got that little 6-point star. And you can also see the country of manufacturing, which in this one was Austria. So we'll go ahead and we'll take off the outer sleeve. And again, I'll have photos of that in my light box. The inner box is basically the same. It'll have the, in this case, the embossed Swarovski with the year. And actually on the side, you can find the Swarovski.com website. And then typical for this time frame of like the 2000s to 2020s, you'll find this nice textured blue paper. So if you get an ornament and it's in like a smooth blue paper, it's probably not legit. I think early on in the early 2000s, it was smoother, but then they started moving towards this like really cool wavy texture paper. Now, I don't know if this one has, I can't remember from when we unboxed the first ball, if it has a foam over it. So we're going to go ahead and open the box now. I'm going to try and be super careful. Okay, it doesn't because I can see the glass. Okay. Oh, I see some certificates. So on the inside of the lid, there is a piece of the foam that's cut with a nice circle to help keep the ornament in place. They do such a good job with their packaging to make sure that in transit or in storage, these are going to last quite a bit of time. There's a silica gel packet in there. Ooh, oh, silica gel to keep moisture out. And then it looks like we did get the certificates with this. Oh, little crisp bear crystal. So sometimes you'll find 1 or 2 certificates inside. One of them is really just in different languages, not meant for children under the age of 15, not for a toy, don't clean with water, things like that. But then other times, like with these, you'll have little pamphlets that kind of show the other ornaments for the year and maybe give a little bit of a description of the annual edition. So that's a really cool find. Okay, so we got that out. So then it's resting inside the, oh, look at that star. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Oh God, I can't wait to get this out. Now I didn't have this on my last ball ornament, but I don't know if you guys can see, there's this like piece of tape over it. Oh, yeah. And my assumption is that this is to keep the silver tone tag from rubbing in the glass. So, I need my glove on. I don't want to get my fingerprints. If you're new to collecting Swarovski, or maybe you've had Swarovski for a while, hopefully you know, or you now know that you really should, and they do recommend if you look at the websites for care instruction, that you touch with white cotton gloves or cloth gloves, so you're not getting any fingerprints or anything on it. But I do want to carefully just take off, because this isn't going to be shipped anymore. I've seen other listings on eBay of annual ornaments that have had a similar, where it's like the red tips at the end. And so again, my assumption is that it's just to keep it from rubbing. But oh my gosh, you guys, that is huge. Okay, it does have a very slight, and I don't know if you can tell, But it's, oh yeah, there we go, that helps. You see how it's got that slight champagne color, which I'm not upset about. I mean, if you check out my blog post at the bottom, I always put my tracking sheet. And if you go back to my original videos, you know that I'm truly looking for the clear ones. I don't want the gold ones. I don't want the red or the weird colors, the solid metal with crystals on the end. I'm truly, because of my tree, my Christmas tree and the aesthetic that I want, I truly just want mostly clear. So this isn't, I'm not upset with this. I'm not upset with, and let me turn off the ring light because that might help you for a second here to see. I'm not upset with the very slight champagne color. I'm totally okay with that. But guys, just the crystals. I mean, look at those. Again, when I first saw these, I was like, oh, these are just chunks of crystals, like when I would see photos. No, they're actually like gem cut Swarovski crystals that are individually hand laid. And then it might be difficult to see just because, of course, we're filming glass and crystal. But you can see that this 6-pointed star on the inside has a base that is attached at the bottom. And I've watched enough of Blown Away, which is a great Netflix show on glass blowing, to kind of know that they probably have this open and then they press it down in there while it's still hot and then they close it up. And then you can see, if I move the ribbon, they just do this really good job of doing this nice glass loop that you'll see with a lot of like glass blowers. And this white satin ribbon is thick. I don't remember if my other one was this thick, but this is just gorgeous. And then, you know, that nice light champagne color probably helps with the light refraction as well. So it's just gonna look great with lighting behind it. I couldn't find how many facets are on the star on the inside. Again, not an important piece for me, but this is just beautiful. And of course, we've got the silver tag at the top that tells you the year. And I believe if I were to flip it over, it probably has the Swarovski swan on the back of it. It does. It has the copyright C and then the Swarovski swan. But I cannot wait to get this into my light box. When I unboxed the last ornament, I don't think I had my disco ball spinner. And so I was just using my fingers to like twist the ribbon to get it to go like this. So I'll be really excited to see this well lit in my disco box. It's gonna be gorgeous. So beautiful. If you're looking for an ornament to add to your collection, I recommend a lot of the annual ball ornaments. I think I have most of them on my wish list. So we're up to 2, fam. We're up to 2. You know, the one that I really, 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 really want is the one with the swan in it, which I think it's selling for like $400, $450. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Obviously, the swan is Swarovski's icon, their logo, but it also came out in 2020. And what you learn about a lot of the ornaments that came out in 2020 is because of COVID and because sales were obviously so slow, there aren't that many out there. So that's probably going to have to be one of those things where I maybe save up for 2 months and then get one and just, you know, surprise myself with it. But that is really the one that I'm going for. All the other ones are beautiful. There's one with a Christmas present in it. There's another one with a shooting star inside of it that I really want. But this, I'm so happy that I was able to get this, especially for the price that I did. So again, in the blog post or in the description of this video on YouTube, I will have a link to the blog post with all my photos and the video I get in my light box. And then Swarovski also has their own storefront on Amazon. Be wary of some fakes. A lot of times it's going to be the very simple annual star or snowflake ornaments. I actually reported 2 on eBay within the last couple of weeks that were fake. So I have a link to the Swarovski storefront on Amazon, so you know you're truly getting from Swarovski. But it's always good if you're an Amazon shopper to look in the very first, it's either right above the item name or below it'll say sold by, and it should say Swarovski. And I've noticed that a lot of the previous, they still have a lot of 2004 and 2003, and even a couple of 2022 that are marked down. So if you're looking to go back and get some from the previous years, definitely check it out. But I have one more ornament from April that came in the mail. I did order just an annual one that I thought looked really cool. So we'll unbox that next week and we'll see you in the next one.